Okay. So I just want to tell you that I'm starting a new series of videos where I'm going to be recapping and reviewing what happens, mostly reviewing, not really recapping, because I don't want to just say what's already been said. I believe 16 episodes of season 10 of American Ninja Warrior, starting with Los Angeles. Well, you might be confused. Airing's version, Dallas was first. But as far as chronologically, LA was first. So let's get started. First thing to note, something you might find interesting, but something I take on it is that I'm kind of reviewing it as a fan perspective. Someone sitting at home wanting to see a lot of your famous ninjas. Obviously, you want them to do good, but the more ninjas you see over, I'd prefer watching at home. The more ninjas you see over the more ninjas do good, because as you notice in this episode, a lot of ninjas, only 11 finish, and you only get to see I'm gonna count. You see 1, 2, 3 full finishes, and then 1 half finish, which is this. It doesn't really count. So that means, with that being said, the majority of the ninjas, I feel like, because a lot of ninjas did bad, and they went fast to their location, the more ninjas you were able to see. For example, you got to see Flip Rodriguez, Grant McCartney, Kevin Ball, Adam Rail, Tiana Weberly, Nick Hansen, Janique Lovett, and the middle run of Sean Bryan. Because a lot of ninjas did bad, Kevin Ball, for example, fell. Only was on the course for 1 minute and 45, meaning that that's one of the reasons why I love this episode. As a matter of fact, this is one of the greatest episodes of this season. Just gonna give you that info. Because I'll give you, some other examples would be Denver from last year. You were able to see a lot of good talent show fully because a lot of ninjas did bad. And this is a TV show. Obviously, I don't want them to do bad, but the worse top ninjas do, the more top ninjas you can show. And that's kind of something, a good situation is that if a lot of ninjas do good, the less they're going to show. It's all about furthest, the fastest. I think, no, not furthest, fastest. It's about, you see, because a lot of ninjas went fast and not far, that allows you to show more. And that's kind of what I like. I like that this episode shows a lot, because think about it. If Flip finished, if Grant finished, if Kevin finished, they might not be able to show them all. And that's something that they have to understand, is that they can't show them all. And that's something probably hard to realize, is that if they do good, they probably wouldn't show them all because they can't have time to show them all, type thing. So you know what I'm saying? As a fan of the ninjas, no, obviously I don't want them to do bad, but because they did bad, the more ninjas you show. So that's what, and the runs of these ninjas are pretty satisfying because it's a satisfying course. Actually, I like the course, and I like the idea of the mega wall. I'm just gonna get that off my back. I like that idea. And the way they handle the ninjas and they promote them so, and has a mix of everything you want. You got, surprise a talent of a rookie. You got top veterans doing good, top veterans doing bad. Surprise females who did good, and a lot of shocking falls. I know that's not something you want, but that's something that I find kind of interesting and kind of I like overall this overall idea. Of showing a lot, because if you notice kind of the trend here, and that's that all these ninjas, or a lot of these ninjas are top. I think the majority of the competitors they showed in this region were top competitors, veterans, and that's kind of something that's interesting, is that this, what grabs people in are not newbies who fall in the first few obstacles. It's seeing these ninja veterans strive for success, whether it be a redemption story, someone who is just an overall fan favorite, a ninja who, is just overall consistent, and stuff like that adds for, it's a pretty generic region with the same, ninjas every season, but because the course changes and the course is harder, not necessarily, some rookies come out and overshadow the good ones. And sometimes that's cool. That's good, because sometimes you don't want the same talent, making it look like every year this Los Angeles region is the same. They need to diversify it and make it so it seems that every time they go back to this Los Angeles, because they're going to go there in season 11, that it feels different, in some of this, in the story. And they definitely, another thing is, like, sometimes those sob stories are kind of, like, done maybe not to a necessarily T. I think here, it does good. And I think qualifying this year is kind of, I feel like, done better than the finals in a lot of regions. And what I notice is that the episodes that I don't really like qualifying rise, I don't really like, the ones I don't like qualifying rise, I like in the final rise, and some of the greatest episodes in qualifying I don't really like in the final. I find that kind of finals. I find that kind of interesting, because I think the finals, because they make these finals harder and harder every year, there comes this thing of mid-run. So there comes this thing of, yeah, all these things that maybe some distasteful, but for me, I think qualifying, because it's a faster paced course, I feel like a harder course that allows you to show a lot greater talent, and that's something I truly enjoy and like. So, it's kind of my thoughts. I still do think that it's interesting how they're treated Sean Bryan this year. I find that interesting, because he's had the same success that he had last year, even better, coming in third instead of second. And I feel like, being that he's, in that top 3 from last year, and kind of this, in season 10, he was kind of like, almost underutilized, I feel like he did so, like, he was the third, like, you think Najee and Joe this season, they got a lot of recognition among the fact that they have it. Well, Najee, I'll get to that in Philadelphia in a minute. But, not in a minute, like, later. But as far as right now, I think Sean Bryan's the third top ninja. But I feel like the reason why he gets overshadowed is because in the qualifying, in the finals round, in the finals he did get the fast time the both 2 years, and he both were shown those past 2 years. But as far as qualifying goes, he just does as average as any other finisher. And that's why I get it. And then same thing with stage 1. He does it just as normal as anybody else. I think what Joe, Najee, and Drew bring is like this sense of like, I don't know. I feel like they're not average. Sean's not average either. No, I'm not saying that. I just say that they bring this extra personality and extra uniqueness. Number one, Joe is just so consistent that, just making it to stage 3 isn't even enough. I think Joe's someone who, doesn't matter where he falls every year, he's gonna be a fan favorite. I think Sean's not really a fan favorite. I don't dislike him, but I think it's interesting to say that, A&W takes account of who fans favorite, and I think Sean's not really one of them. Yeah, he's good, but he's not really one of them. And so I think that's why he doesn't really have the best stories and stuff, background stories and stuff. So I get it, and it's definitely, and it goes to show the talent in Los Angeles that there is better talent than Sean. I think Flip has better talent. I think Kevin has, better talent. I think Flip, has Adam Rail has better talent. I just think, they haven't really got that full chance, because believe me, if Adam Rail spent a little longer, and I think because Sean's because Sean's a gymnast, that's the only reason why he really got the upper hand. That's kind of, I think Adam Rail, has like about the same talent as Sean. I just think Adam has the upper hand a few things, and Sean has the upper hand a few things. 2 things to know, the surprise of Nick Hansen making up the Mega Wall was awesome to see, and I think that's always going to be a surprise to me, is that he made up the Mega Wall, and then Adam Rail also making up the Mega Wall. I like those are, they're pretty, like, Nick Hansen was kind of surprised, but Adam Rail definitely was a force to be reckoned with for the majority of the season, until he got to stage 2, and that's something else. And then, as far as, the surprises, go for great surprising fails and great finishes. One of them being Brian Rambo. He came out of nowhere. They definitely played him up because he was towards like the later half. It definitely was played towards him finishing because he was played so close to the end. That was kind of a little hint, but I truly didn't think, because he and Flip were in the same segment, I didn't think so. But Flip went really fast to that obstacle, to the doorknob watch, and the doorknob watch, I like that challenge. So yeah,